Are you struggling to map types with methods in Java? It can be a real headache, especially when you want to dynamically execute actions based on object types. If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to create an identity hash map that maps class types to consumer methods. I totally get it. It can be incredibly frustrating when you have to cast objects in your Lambda expressions. You're not alone in this struggle. Many developers face similar challenges when trying to create clean and efficient code. Let's look at the specific question at hand. One user asked, how can I create an identity hash map that maps class types to consumer methods without the hassle of casting? They want to dynamically execute actions based on the type of object they have. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's the issue here? The challenge arises because Java's type system doesn't allow for the direct mapping of generic types in the way the user desires. This can lead to cumbersome casting and less readable code. But don't worry, we have some workarounds to simplify this process. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a powerful workaround that will make your code cleaner and more efficient. You won't want to miss it. To create a type-safe mapping of classes to consumer methods, the user should define a generic method that initializes the identity hash map with the correct type parameters. Next, the user can implement a method to add entries to the interceptor. This method will accept a class type and a consumer that operates on that type. Now, the user can retrieve and execute the consumer for a specific object type. This involves checking the class type and casting it safely. Finally, the user can test this setup by adding a consumer for a specific class and executing it with an instance of that class. Fun fact, did you know that Java's generics were introduced in Java 5? They were designed to provide stronger type checks at compile time, but they can sometimes lead to these tricky situations. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by a user is to keep the identity hash map with the usual class and consumer types. They recommend wrapping the put operation in a method that accepts a type and a corresponding consumer. Here's the powerful workaround I promised. Use a helper method to encapsulate the casting logic. This way, you can keep your main code clean and avoid repetitive casting throughout your application. And there you have it. You now have a clearer way to map types to methods in Java without the hassle of casting. Remember, clean code is efficient code. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.